I think it's a crazy drug that if it comes to fruition, where we can like reverse the aging process.
No, people need to go.
And initially, I wanted to be reactive. I wanted to be like, that's not taking care of yourself. That's not gonna help you.
Oh, we're gonna debate today. We are gonna debate today. I'm excited. Go ahead.
Let me finish.
George Washington was one of the first presidents.
Favorite president, by the way.
Is your favorite?
Yeah.
Why? Teeth?
He had some good wood in his teeth. His teeth were made out of wood. In case, fun fact for all those who didn't know. Pumping up.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
We have an amazing little side guest in the audience.
A side guest? He's
on my side.
Bro, okay.
Cool. Okay. I have a question for you. Your name's Johnny Boy. I want to say hi, Johnny Boy. What's your favorite Johnny Boy insult?
Oh, I can't say it on camera.
Oh, you can say it on camera? I want to say mine because I don't know sometimes how I react to him correctly. So he'll be like, you can ask a simple question. Like, hey, can I get like some video equipment? Like your mom's video equipment. And then you think to yourself, and you're like, it makes sense somehow? He roasted me. He got the better of me. I can't reply back.
No. I don't like that everyone is so accepting of his insults. Everyone's just like, yes, you're right. You do it right now where you're like, it makes sense. It doesn't. Literally nothing he says makes sense. My favorite one.
He's saying that like my mom's an object who just watches stuff. And it hurts.
That's
like, dang, I can't come back with a better one.
That's not that deep.
Your mom is...
Your mom's what? Here's one thing. Oh my gosh, I just heard that. Okay, we need to count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, learn things that you want to learn.
I got a fun fact for you.
Hope you learned something like that. I hope you learned. So, I'm an idiot.
If you have any questions, don't ask us.
Welcome to the Idiots Experts podcast. My name is Justin.
And I just got destroyed.
And every week we try to cure our ignorance and share it with you guys. You good?
I'm doing all right. I'm positive. I was positive.
Okay.
I'm recovering after getting annihilated.
I feel like you're always recovering in this podcast.
I'm recovering.
Say it. All your friends and family are watching.
I know. Okay. That's why I can't say it.
Well, this week I have a hot topic to talk about.
I've heard.
You heard?
Well, I read your notes a little bit.
Stop reading my notes.
I'm sorry.
I'm talking about politics. Just something easy.
Oh.
Some light.
So some light discussions over.
Yeah, just some light.
I'm actually going to keep it light.
Okay. What do you mean actually?
So your topic is going to be, I'm going to get heated. And I know that me and you are going to have intense conversation. And we need to please preface beforehand that we're not going to interrupt each other.
Oh.
Because this is going to get heated. I know it is.
It depends on who you support.
Call me Switzerland today.
Yeah.
Call me Switzerland.
I will both be Switzerland.
My goal today is to get you to reassess your health.
My health.
Personally, your health, but also anybody who's watching and who wants to reassess their well-being.
Call me fat?
No, actually.
And unhealthy?
I
love myself.
I love you too, which is why I'm going to talk about your... But before we get into your health,
yeah,
I have 2 fun facts. Actually, I have 3, but I'm only we'll get into 2.
They better be fun. I know they're not going to be a fact.
All right, I have 2 facts.
Okay.
I don't know if they'll be fun.
Disappointment already.
Interesting to me. On my way here, there is a pharmaceutical company.
Huh?
Who?
Walgreens?
No, like one that develops drugs, like El Chapo.
Oh. Cool.
People aren't going to get that.
Yeah, that's fine. It's a Midwest thing.
I had to look this up, and I actually just look up the name on my phone right now. Do you know what a telomere is?
A telemeter?
Close.
What?
Telomere.
Oh, a telomere.
Yes.
No, yeah, I think that's when you want someone to get closer to you.
So it's actually a form.
Telomere. Oh, that was dumb.
Okay.
That was a bad joke. Anyways.
It's when you're making positive affirmations to a mirror. Tell a mirror.
That's awful. And I almost believed you for like half a second.
How many people do you think actually believe me though?
What's telomere?
A telomere it's like part of your DNA strand. It's kind of like the ends type of thing. And they kind of help the DNA strands stay together, sort of. All right. Very vague description of it.
Okay, all right.
There's a pharmaceutical company out there who supposedly is creating a drug that is going to extend the life. So every time extends already exists.
Okay.
So that's a pharmaceutical drug that does something else.
Okay.
And for those of you who know this video is not sponsored by Blue Chew.
What is it?
So this drug supposedly increases the length of telomeres by like 100 to 200%, which actually regresses the aging process. So essentially makes you younger. They haven't done human trials yet, but they've done it on like terminally ill dogs.
Oh.
And these dogs go from like, shaking, like unable to walk type thing, to within a couple of days, they are galloping around, having the time of their life. I'm not gonna say it cures cancer, right?
Okay.
But a lot of the symptoms of the cancers that these dogs had, and a lot of the issues that they were having with their body regress, and they're able to just enjoy a very comfortable life for however long that they have left. Right? Don't be looking to him for.
So let me get this straight. No. Just let me get this straight.
Uh-huh.
You didn't have this information before. So on the way here, you passed a pharmaceutical company. You got inspired. You looked at your phone, you started Googling, and you learned all this information. And then you got here, which, by the way, you live 15 minutes away from here.
You want to know the real?
Yeah, give me the real.
Okay. But here's the real. On my way here, I was watching TikTok while driving.
It's like awful. There's no way. I saw a pharmaceutical company and I got inspired to do more research.
So
are you lying to the people?
I saw a TikTok.
Yes.
I did some fact checking.
Okay, with more TikToks.
With looking up the definition of telomere.
You can't say the comments of a TikTok is more research.
Dude, I use Safari.
What does that have to do with anything?
That's the web browser.
Oh, okay. That you use TikTok on instead of the app?
No. I use Google on to find the information on telomeres.
Okay, so people want to get younger.
Yeah, and they're going to do clinical trials, human trials.
Would you take it?
After they do the human trials. All right.
Be old.
Tell me this.
Okay.
You're terminally ill, God forbid, and you're on your last legs.
Okay.
But you're on your last legs. Doctors are like, nah, you got like a couple months left.
Okay.
But hey, we got this gene treatment, right? You take this pill, could change your DNA, could get you to live a few extra years, could turn you into Spider-Man. Who knows, right? Like,
how old am I?
You're right now.
Ooh, Spider-Man?
Spider-Man. Could turn you into Spider-Man.
This drug that you researched changed so quickly. Yeah, I wouldn't take it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm taking it.
Yeah.
You ever watch The Boys?
Yes.
So you know how they have that like serum that turns like that.
This what?
Serum?
Serum?
Serum.
Serum?
I know you're not roasting me.
You want truth serum?
I'm being roasted right now.
Canada serum?
It's not syrup, dog.
It's serum.
That's what I said.
You said serum.
I pour it in my pancakes every time. Anyway.
Yeah.
I think it's a crazy drug that if it comes to fruition where we can like reverse the aging process.
No. People need to go find other options. You didn't let me finish. You didn't let me finish. Go find other options to extend their life. You didn't. All right, it's cool. What's the other fact? Let's keep going.
Other fact is Japan's on some stuff where so you ever heard of Saudi Arabia building these like giant community centers, right? One's called The Wall, not the one you're thinking of.
I wasn't thinking of it.
Oh, okay. So Saudi Arabia has this wall that is
it great?
It probably will be pretty great. It's
Great Wall.
Why you gotta say Great Wall?
What? I was just asking the quality.
I was setting up that joke for later.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, they have. Well, have you heard of the wall or no? For real?
No.
Right. So Saudi Arabia has this giant glass wall. It's supposed to be a civilization where you don't have to leave. Kind of scary in itself.
It's supposed to cage a community.
They're not saying that, right? But they're saying it'll serve all your needs without you having to leave.
Oh, perfect. Never leave us.
Yeah.
Seems like needy girlfriend or fiance.
Whoa.
What?
Hey, I'm not touching that. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. You know,
I didn't say anything.
I'm gonna get a text. So.
I'll beep it out. Don't worry about it.
So
I edit this podcast.
It's true. Japan supposedly wants to build a city in space.
Okay.
They want to build a giant elevator that literally goes into space, and they build a city.
Nice.
And here's the thing. They say it's going to cost $7 billion.
Okay. That's cheap.
Yeah. There's no way on earth they can create something like that for $7 billion.
Well, they have to do it on Earth. How else are they going to start building it to get to space?
I don't know where to go with you. Those are my fun facts, dude. Like, I can't.
It wasn't fun. Yes.
Those are my facts.
Well, I would like to get into your subject because I feel like, I guess, my subject isn't light, apparently.
It's not. All right. I'm going to go into your health.
Okay.
Me and you were having a conversation.
I'm not that huge. Come on.
You're actually very...
I'm huge, but like, I mean, I'm okay.
You're in shape.
I'm skinny fat.
You are skinny fat.
Yeah.
You're fit fat.
Yeah.
Where you're...
I'm fit fat. Troll aside?
Troll aside.
Yeah.
You're actually very fit. You just have a layer. You got a blanket on.
Hey, you got a couple blankets.
It's just...
And it's rolled up.
It's not a comforter. Right?
Yeah.
It's one of those throw blankets that you like.
With a pillow.
Yeah. No pillow.
That's okay. I get it.
Certain areas, you know.
That's fine. I like food.
But we were having a conversation.
Yeah.
And I was telling you something about the gym or like hitting the gym with us or like coming to run with actually me and John, surprisingly, who's right here. And you said something along the lines of, nah. And I was like, okay, do you want to elaborate? And you said something along the lines of, I'm focusing more on my creativity, or I want to build more on my creative side than I do.
Oh.
And initially, I wanted to be reactive. I wanted to be like, that's not taking care of yourself. That's not going to help you.
Oh, we're going to debate today. We are going to debate today. I'm excited. Go ahead.
Let me finish. Okay. Then I did some self-reflecting. And I said, before I start attacking this man's life, let me think about what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
And I low-key convinced myself that taking care of your creative side is taking care of yourself.
Interesting. Okay.
In a way. Now, I've had a very interesting upbringing in my life. I've gone through enough things, okay, that I won't get into on this podcast.
Okay.
Both.
I was gonna go get the Kleenex, but okay,
not gonna get into it. We're not talking about the teacher who go back to episode 20 something to see that.
The fact that you don't see how that looks is hilarious.
Really?
Yeah, because you're like, I don't want to talk about traumatic experiences like that teacher that.
Oh.
But anyways, yeah, don't talk about it. Penn State.
Kind of cool, actually.
Keep going.
No, but I've gone through enough experiences trying to improve my mental health, my physical health, my blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So everything I talk about today is going to be strictly my opinion.
Okay.
So these are my, what I feel to be the most important things in terms of taking care of yourself and taking care of your life. One of the biggest questions I started off with is how to like get you to be more engaged in your health.
Okay.
Is
this an intervention?
Sort of.
Am I supposed to be here on purpose?
Now you know the real reason why he's here.
What's going on here, guys?
You thought it was for lighting for the podcast.
Okay.
No, so the biggest question is, why do we want to take care of our health? And I think we all have different reasons. So I'm not going to even try to pretend like I know the reason why you want to take care of your own personal health and what that looks like, because your idea of health is different from my idea of health.
Okay.
But I came down to 4 things that as a human being, we have to take care of in terms of health.
Okay.
2 of them, I know you're going to probably argue with me on.
Ooh.
Okay, so here's the 4.
Okay.
Here's all 4, and then you can see which ones I was thinking you're going to try to roast me on.
Okay.
You got to take care of, and I'm going to order them in terms of importance.
To you?
To me.
Okay.
Spiritual health.
Okay.
Mental health. Physical health. I'm scared to say the 4th one, but your financial health.
Oh, I thought you were going to say sexual.
That goes under physical.
I was scared to say this. Financial health. Okay.
Are we good with that?
You're saying I would have disagreed with 2 of those things?
I thought you would. I thought you would fight me on 2 of them.
I would fight you on financial health.
Only that one?
Yes.
Okay. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I also thought you would fight me on spiritual health because I feel like you are nitpicky enough to say, well, no, spiritual health is under emotional.
I think I actually take that as disrespect. A huge disrespect.
To you?
Yeah.
That's shocking.
For as long as you've known me, for you to think that I don't think spiritual health is important?
No, I thought that you would fight me on the technicality that you think spiritual health would be under mental health.
Oh, I get you.
That like it doesn't deserve its own category.
No, I disagree.
That should be its own category.
Yeah, I feel like spiritual health is outside of you.
Yes. Oh my God. It's literally the point that I was going to make. You read my mind.
Cool.
All right.
Agreed. Not fighting at all.
So far, so good. This conversation is going
What a great episode.
I guess my question to you is, 1, why do you want to be healthy? And 2, what does being healthy look like to you?
Why do I want to be healthy?
Yes. No.
When you ask that question, let me ask you this. I'm going to answer your question with a question.
Damn.
Just so I can understand better. When you ask me, why do I want to be healthy? Is that out of curiosity, or is there something behind it that there's an assumption that I don't want to be healthy?
No. So I have things that I do that other people would look at as crazy, right? Or not something that they appreciate. So like I do my triathlon stuff, my personal training stuff. I learned a lot about the human body since doing the personal training classes and all that stuff. But other people have zero interest in either going to the gym or learning more about that kind of thing, right? But for me to conceptualize my health and to understand, I have to know this kind of thing. And those are the things that drive me in knowing my health.
Okay. So to answer your question, why do I want to be healthy? To answer that is because if I can take control, or if I take control of my health mentally, physically, spiritually, everything I do day to day, I feel like I can accomplish anything.
Okay.
And if I lack in any of those areas, then it takes away some of the things I can accomplish.
This is more like a challenging yourself type of thing?
Maybe it's a challenge I put myself, but it's just goals and dreams.
Can you share one?
Yeah, it's creativity.
Right. So that's where I was going to go with that.
If my goal is to be as creative as possible, I need to take care of both my physical and mental health. Physical is not so much that I need to go to the gym, but I definitely need to sleep more so that my brain can be healthy, so that I can be creative.
Why is creativity like such a integral?
Okay.
I swear on this podcast.
Okay.
Every time.
I've never heard you use that word ever before.
This podcast is like the word of the day. I don't understand where this stuff comes from.
I need to create an animation that's like word of the day. When did I discover it was integral for me?
Yeah.
Creativity wise. I'll actually tell you.
Why is it integral?
Why is it integral? Because it's fulfilling.
Okay.
It gives me purpose.
Okay. So that's actually kind of funny. Because I originally... I don't know why I did that.
We're trying to get better at being funny. You know, we try to get better every week. I'm sorry, guys.
Some weeks are better than others. But it seems to me that creativity to you is honestly more in the spiritual element than it is an emotional element or a mental health element.
I would tie both spiritually and emotional to me personally.
Okay. Now, in terms of health, I think there is one major takeaway that we don't push enough in this society. And I think you're actually a great example of this.
Okay. Ooh, compliment incoming.
You don't want to, no, I don't want to compliment you. I literally want to reel it back.
Come on.
I have to. This is part. I can't get like into the next part without this.
Yeah.
All right. I think that you do a great job of not trusting professionals and kind of being your own doctor in a sense.
Okay.
Where, yes, you go to a doctor when you're sick. Yes, you do. I don't know. This is just an example. You go to therapy when you need it. You go to a financial advisor when you need it. Like those people are there to guide, right?
Yes.
But one of the biggest things that I see, at least in the United States, is that we're so conditioned to just blindly follow what the professional says.
Yeah.
And I think you are an example of, no. Let me see what works for me.
Oh.
Let me make this work for me.
You know what's so beautiful about that, George? Seriously. I think first and foremost, I want to thank you for the compliment.
Holy moly. Okay.
But you know what's so beautiful about that? It's so interesting that I connect a lot of things. Like, oh, it just happened to be here. What an opportunity. I get that from a Mr. Johnny Bach there. I get a big inspiration from that because I felt like in high school and even like beginning years of college, I didn't really understand myself. I mean, like a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
And I would ask John like advice of like life and what he would do. And you look at John's life and John's a very like, this is what I'm doing. This is me and this is what I'm doing. And I took that a lot into my life. And I think that's legit a big part of where it stems from. Seeing somebody else be so rooted in their message or their, like they know what they want. And so I try not to look at a doc. I mean, I can take a little bit of advice from it.
Sure.
Like, oh, the doctor is saying this, but let me do some Googling.
Side note, we definitely need to have him on the podcast at some point.
Yeah, we're going to get started, Mike.
People need to know the personality behind John. We talk about him and like we laugh because we know. You
think I'm mean? No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, to be fair, they do have a taste of that. The man destroyed me in the intro of this podcast.
But yeah, I think I appreciate the positive words.
It's true. And one of the things that I'm learning to do is understand my own body and understanding what works for me and what doesn't work for me.
Okay.
So many people will say they want to go to the gym. They'll Google gym plan or like workout plan.
Yeah.
And
I got to follow this schedule.
Yeah. And I think that's such a terrible way to approach your own physical fitness. I'm not going to just like, that's just one example. Yeah. And if you want to improve your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health, your financial health, you need to really assess your own motivations and your own driving factors. You can't just say, well, doctor says I need to eat this and follow these guidelines and I'm going to be healthy. Dude, the human body is so different for like what I eat is going to affect me so differently than what you eat. Like if we're eating the same stuff.
I eat way more sugar than you do.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
Is that why the blanket is?
Yeah, that's why the blanket.
Okay. All right, cool.
And the pillow.
Now this is going to be more for the audience because I think you already do a lot of these things. But I have X number of habits that I think every human being should do. And if you do these things, I think it will greatly improve your life.
Okay.
The first one is stop having this victim mindset.
Oh, you're attacking our audience.
Are you calling them victims?
Nice. Why are you pointing it out in the first place?
They're maybe victims of hearing this podcast.
Stop having a victim mentality. I agree with you. I don't want to hurt our audience feelings.
I'll tell you what I mean. There are so many times where we shift blame onto other things. I didn't get into the school for this reason. I didn't get a job or this particular job for that reason. I didn't blah, blah. You're always putting external weight on your own downfalls or your own shortcomings.
Sure.
And sure, there might be some external factors. But I think the second that we stop saying it's a third party's issue and I make it my issue and I start focusing on how to improve that element of myself, I think it's a total, this is a big word, paradigm shift.
Ooh, paradigm. I like it. I would say, just trying to understand that you are in control of your life and just kind of put it in simple terms like that.
And I think in today's society, we have a tendency to just shift blame and say,
or feel like you're not in control when in fact you are.
Yeah. And even if you're not in control of everything, focus on the things that you can control.
Yes.
And I think, again, you exemplify this one pretty well, so I'm not going to harp too much on you for it. But I do think it's a crucial habit for people to build if they want to improve their life.
Okay, that's towards, these are tips, in general,
yes.
Not as specific to those 4 areas of health.
Yes.
Okay. What's your second one?
Limit the things that numb you. I talked about this, but
limit the things that numb you.
Also seeking delayed gratification.
In
today's world, I think that we constantly seek immediate gratification, whether it's via TikTok. People won't understand this reference, but either corn,
video games.
Yes. I said it before, TikTok.
Yeah.
That one is a big one for me.
You know what's crazy? TikTok is basically all those categories.
That's actually crazy.
Games, corn.
That's actually, I didn't even realize that.
Anyways, okay, and seek delayed gratification.
I don't seek delayed gratification.
Okay.
I'm that's what I'm working on.
But your biggest one you're working on is what? Stopping the immediate gratification or starting and gearing towards delayed gratification?
Both. So
which one do you think? So you're attacking both at the same time?
Yes.
I think you should stop the first one first, and then you can work on delayed gratification.
I think that by eliminating the first one.
Why are you so vague?
By eliminating TikTok.
Oh, TikTok. Okay.
And that's not to say that you guys shouldn't be watching this podcast. This podcast is on TikTok. If you are watching on TikTok.
On Instagram, YouTube, it's fine. Just get rid of TikTok.
Drop a follow. The links are somewhere. They're not well put, but they're somewhere.
I'm going to cut this out.
So I wrote it out as like writing it out, like physically writing it out.
Wow.
I don't think that works for everybody.
Your tip, let me get this. Your tip, your last one, is to physically write out what?
Well, it's not my last tip.
Oh, you said 3.
No, I said X number because I didn't know how many tips I have.
God, okay, so this... God, this tip you're saying to physically write out.
Oh, I'm saying that might not work for you. I'm rewording it to track your habits.
Sure, by how? If you're not writing it out.
Physically write it out. Maybe for some people it's better to use voice audio, or for some people it's app reminders, or for
a bone to pick with you.
Oh my God.
And this just happened the last week.
Okay.
How is your tip to our audience to physically write it out? Get your goal, track your goals, your hopes, or whatever. Even say it by voice. When you on positive affirmations last week.
Positive affirmations is saying, I'm going to succeed. Tracking is realistically showing whether I did something or didn't do something.
Tell me something you want to track.
How many hours am I on TikTok?
Okay, so my positive affirmations, every morning I'm going to say, I will not watch TikTok. I will not watch TikTok.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be so much that I am telling myself I'm beautiful, but a positive thing is I will accomplish this, saying it out loud. And if you say it every day, you're technically tracking it.
What you're doing is taking it a step beyond for me, right? So you're saying take action on the goal. I'm saying don't.
No.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Are you
Sorry.
looking?
My neck must be broken right now.
Wait, okay. No, I got a question. Tracking is not an action towards your goal?
Tracking is an action towards the goal. Okay. Yes.
So we were both wrong. I'll admit.
Why do I do this podcast?
I was saying an action, and yes, you're wrong that positive affirmations does work. and it's good. You said it doesn't work. You said if someone was beautiful but they're ugly, you can't say that themselves that they're beautiful.
And don't lie to yourself.
That's awful.
If you're fat, don't be like, I can't go to the gym. I'm already beautiful.
Oh, that's that. I don't know.
Work on that.
Honestly. Okay. But sure. Track your. Okay.
I think that's a great first step for anyone. You don't have to take any action on it, but just physically seeing what you do every day, I think initiates change in yourself.
Okay.
I think this is the last one where the action comes into play. It's be aggressive.
Why be aggressive?
Because change doesn't happen in your life, whether it's your health, whether it's your situation, without you creating real change. And real change doesn't happen unless you commit. And I think to commit to something, there's a certain level of aggression that comes with it.
I'm going to hardcore disagree with you.
Okay, tell me why.
I'm going to disagree with you in the fact that you're using the word aggression.
Okay.
And I'm going to replace aggression with consistence or being consistent. Okay. Because there's a lot of people, and I would consider myself I don't have much aggression in me. And when I decided to change, it wasn't I hit rock bottom and I want to make this change, and a certain aggression came out of me and I had a full throttle. Like I was just so inspired that it just happened overnight or even like over a week. This is me constantly trying to do something and trying to become consistent over a span of years.
Fair. Okay. Here's my argument as to why I think we should use the word aggressive or aggression.
Because David Goggins said you're a little if you don't go for your goals.
If you're going to carry the boat, if you're going to run with your kidney failure. If no one knows who David Goggins is, it's going to make no sense. But the reason why I think we should use the word aggression is if you're trying to implement change in your life, if you want to make a difference in your life, exactly what you said, you're going to have some conflict. You have to have consistency, but you already don't want to do the thing. Whatever it is for your health, whatever it is for your life, you already don't want to do it. You have to struggle to get yourself to be consistent. And that's where I say the aggression comes in. You have to aggressively be consistent.
I'm also going to disagree with you there.
Okay, why?
The statement you said that you have to struggle to become consistent.
To change. You have to struggle to change.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with you. I don't think you have to struggle to do it.
Okay. Saying the statement doesn't change anything. I need elaboration as to why.
I think when I hear the word struggle, I guess maybe I've romanticized the word struggle, but I think in severity levels, struggle is intense.
Okay.
And I don't think you have to struggle to become consistent. I think if I fail, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm struggling. If I make a mistake, I'm not struggling. I failed, but then I pick it up again. And if I make small changes over a long period of time.
Is that called a struggle?
No.
Interesting. Keep going.
Well, I guess you didn't hear any word I said before where I said the intensity of struggle to me is a high severity level. I'm not struggling.
So because you made an incremental change,
yes,
a tiny little bit, bit by bit over time.
It's not a struggle.
I'm going to agree to disagree. All right. I ain't touching this with a 10-foot pole. This is literally a part of the podcast.
Okay. No. I'll ask one question, then I'll be over it. So you're saying if I made not a small incremental change, if I made a huge change, big step, that's the only way it wasn't a struggle?
No, I'm saying both are struggles. I'm saying either way you're struggling. Just to make even a small incremental change, you still have to fight something, right? You wouldn't be trying to change if you weren't trying to change.
I just like the word struggle because I feel like it's romanticized. It's like saying how comedians or people who've made it had to struggle and they had to go through this like whole ordeal just to become successful, creative, or whatever, what have you. Where I think if you just work at something, you practice towards it, you'll get better and you don't have to struggle at it.
And I think it is a struggle just to make any kind of change in your life. And I'm talking about like your own personal internal dialogue, right?
Okay.
If you're going to make any kind of change in your health and your physical, mental, spiritual, financial, it is a struggle because you have to change your habits. You have to change the things that you do consistently on a day-to-day basis. And I think if you change your mindset and stop that victim mentality, I'm not saying you, and you are aggressive with the changes that you want to make, that doesn't mean go off the deep end. That doesn't mean if you've never been like active before, go do an ultra marathon and run 100 miles. That's not going to happen. It is incremental. It is tiny little changes, but those tiny little changes are a struggle. And I think that you have to be aggressive in attacking them personally. And we can disagree on that.
Oh, we do. Trust me.
Right. And that's why I'm right and you're wrong.
Got it. Cool. Okay.
And all that to say is I think these habits can fit in with your four forms of health. So I think if you address each question as to why I want to be physically healthy, why I want to be mentally healthy, why I want to be spiritually healthy, and what that looks like, and if you introduce these habits, I think people can greatly increase their quality.
What do you mean, you people?
What you mean? What you mean?
Emphasize you people.
And this wasn't a, hey, let me force you to change your life on your health type of thing. This is a, hey, these are points that I think are really important. And I think that if people think about these kind of things, they can at least take the first step into initiating change. I think we get so complacent in our everyday life, our 9-to-5s. We get so used to, okay, I'm home, I take care of the family, I do these things, right? That a lot of times we don't find the joy in life. We don't find the joy of the things that bring us fulfillment. And I think if we do a little bit more of that, I think we find more happiness. I'm trying to be a little bit wholesome
okay.
here.
I have to roast you. I'm sorry.
Why?
I love all the positivity that's coming out of your mouth. No, 100% do. I don't know what point you're trying to make.
No.
Because your topic was health.
Yes.
Right? And then you're saying that you wanted people to initiate change and that we're being complacent. And then you started talking about we don't pay attention to the joy and the fulfillment that life takes us. So I'm just wondering, what's the point you're trying to drive?
There was no one specific point that I was trying to drive other than that our health can take on many forms. For you, it's your creativity. That's your priority. That's your, and actually, no, you're right. I apologize. Thank you for bringing that so I can wrap up the point. For you, it's your creativity, and everything else kind of falls around that. Your physical health, your mental health, but you've isolated enough to to know this is what's important, and this is how I can make the other things fit around it.
Yes,
I think people should and find what is their thing. What is it they're prioritizing, and track their habits, track their own life, because I think that it'll make a huge world of difference once you start seeing your actions and then seeing that they don't conform to your goals. We can start initiating change.
Okay, there we go.
Thank you.
I love that statement.
Yes.
And I would 100% agree with you. And I think I said this in a previous podcast, but yeah, it all stemmed from Bishoy, our close friend, and he was going on a physical transformation of what he wants to do athletically.
No, he's fat.
Just because he eats spam, it's fine. It's fine. Spam is good. No, and it inspired a lot of us to do fighting sports and all these other crazy things that you want to do. And it got me thinking, maybe I should start doing that. Maybe I should be running marathons and stuff like that. And it didn't bring me the type of fulfillment that I thought it would until I started doing stuff creative. And I looked at Bishoy and what Muay Thai did for him. I was like, look how excited and intentional and how fulfilling it is to him that he's doing this amateur Muay Thai fight, which is insane, right? And he practiced and he put so much time and energy in it. It's I want to do something like that, but running didn't take that for me, or biking or lifting in the gym. Those were just side things that I would like to do for my health. But for me to spend a lot of time, when I did creative things like writing or expressing, I could start doing it. And then 2 hours later, 3 hours later, oh damn, just time went by. So yeah, I would also encourage you to figure out what gives you purpose.
There were side quests for you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Like your mom.
I swear to you. I'm telling you now. If this turns into
yes, you already know. That's a tough one.
I want you to know that, hold on. I want you to know that if you want to post that clip, you can post it on YouTube. It ain't going on TikTok and it ain't going on Instagram.
Why?
Nope.
Why? It's all jokes.
This is the way you abuse your power. I'll abuse my power.
Fine. It's okay.
That's my
still funny to me. Okay, well, I'll my topic is gonna be pretty cool. So recently in America, it's been hot news about politics.
Oh.
And
it has been pretty hot. Global warming and all that.
Ooh, that's a bad joke. Yeah, and our country is pretty divided. And it got me thinking why our country is bipartisan and where it came from.
Why can't it just be partisan?
Because two.
Okay.
I mean, it decides what its preference is. You know, maybe it's
tripartisan.
But our most of our country, our history is we're a bipartisan party.
Yeah.
So it got me going in history. And so what I found was in the beginning. In the beginning, before there was a president, they were making what's that? The musical Hamilton. I legit doing my research. I was like, this is probably what the musical's about. And I didn't know.
So hold on. You roast me because I get my information off TikTok.
Oh yeah, I didn't get my information from a musical.
And I was about to say
I didn't get it from Lin-Manuel Miranda or whatever his name is.
Let me finish my roast.
Okay, go ahead.
And you just out here about to tell me about the musical Hamilton.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay at a bar. Hold on. No, so before there was the first president, they made the Constitution, and so technically not both parties were named and labeled, but they were the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists. Federalists are for the Constitution. Anti-Federalists were not. They didn't like it. Ooh, what? Why did
you? Anti-Federalists. Things bad. We have a Constitution, so I'm on Team Constitution right now.
You are? Okay.
For now, until you tell me more of this story.
That's very interesting. So perfect. When they made the Constitution, basically how I interpret it was the people who made the Constitution were the federal government, and they were the people trying to make a central government.
Oh, okay. I see.
So they're the ones who try to kind of have the power to make the decisions.
I see.
The Anti-Federalists were like, wait, hold on. Every state, we're all independent. Like, you guys can't just be making these decisions. Like, leave it to like where we were.
Down here in the great state of South Carolina.
Ooh, they probably talk like that. I'm not going to lie.
We don't want what you have there in New York. You little boot licking.
Keep going. One more.
Boot licking's all I got.
But anyways, that's how they were divided when the Constitution was made. Okay. Now, that was the first two parties that were kind of fighting against each other. And then it became the Federalists, and the Anti-Federalists became the Democrat Republicans.
Ooh,
isn't that interesting?
Interesting.
Democrat hyphen Republicans, like they're married.
So they're one. Oh my God.
They're one.
We were united. That's where the term United States came from.
Actually, United was before, but it's okay. But yeah, so then after that happened, when they were about to, George Washington was one of the first president.
Favorite president, by the way.
It's your favorite?
Yeah.
Why? Teeth?
He had some good wood in his teeth. His teeth were made out of wood. In case, fun fact for all those who didn't know.
Yeah. Get off TikTok.
Yeah, I actually don't know if that's true or not, but it's a thing that they say in history.
Hey, fine. What you search on the internet is what you search on the internet.
Hey, man, his wooden teeth were.
Yeah, is what you Googled.
George Washington's wooden teeth.
George Washington's wood. Enter.
No,
anyways.
Can I tell you why he's my favorite?
Why?
Because I think he played one of the most cultural importances in American history, where they asked him to stay on for a third term, and they were like, please, please, stay. We love you. You're the best president ever. And George Washington was like, no. We wrote down 2 terms and you out. We got to follow this.
Oh, he's a
Like,
beast.
So I was like,
The first president
Yeah.
ever. I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's why he's my favorite.
Well, interesting enough. Which I'm going to bring that up later in my segment. Just remember that he was your favorite president, okay?
Oh no! Come on! Come on!
No, I'm going to. No, it's nothing bad. It's just interesting because I know you personally.
You made it so much worse.
Don't worry, it's not going to be that bad. Anyways, so the Federalists versus the Democrat Republicans,
Okay.
right? Again, Federalists want a central government. Democrat Republicans like, yo, these are the states, and they talk. I did some research. The reason why the Federalists liked a central government is because they liked British Parliament.
Oh, boo!
They like the monarchy. They like that system.
Boo! We don't like them.
Or whoa, you don't like them? You don't like British?
The monarchy.
We just lost all of our non-existent British viewers.
Down with King George
Ooh,
the Third.
interesting.
That's who ruled at the time, by the way.
Oh, interesting. I did not know that. But anyways, so yeah, they liked British Parliament, so they wanted to copy something like that. The Democrat Republicans loved the French because the French Revolution was happening, and they're like, "Oh, the people can overthrow the government."
Revolution!
Yeah, dude.
Baguettes!
We like. Oh
Croissants?
no.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes
I
you
like
go.
I'm a big fan.
Maybe not.
I'm a big fan of croissants. I mean,
Maybe not this joke.
The people need to know who I am, and that's
True.
I'm
That's
a big
very
croissant
true.
guy.
But anyways, so that's how they were split, right? And George Washington, when he got elected, guess what party he belonged to?
He played both sides, but I'm going to say he was part of the Democratic Republic.
He was a Federalist. So he was the poster child for Federalists. He was the first president, and he was for central government.
It was uncomfy.
And remember that he's for central government.
Okay.
So you remember what your politics and ideology is?
Whoa.
Okay, so that happens. They kind of split based off of Britain and France were actually in war
Yeah.
until since George Washington's a Federalist, he made a treaty. And he was like, "Now we're gonna sleep with Britain. We like tea. We don't like croissants, so we're gonna sleep with them."
Tea ain't that great. Hot take. Tea ain't that great.
You're Egyptian. You're saying tea ain't
Yep.
that great. Interesting.
I'm a coffee guy.
Interesting.
Sue me for it.
You're gonna lose all your fans supporters.
All one of my fans.
Yeah, your brother's gonna watch this and be like, "Nah, never
I
mind."
think my brothers watch.
But okay, so then after that treaty happens, the country is literally divided because they're like, "We're not trying to be in bed with Britain."
Yeah, we literally just like gained our independence from them. Like I ain't trying to.
So right after that happens, interesting enough, we go to war with Great Britain. No, not that funny.
Not that funny.
Hmm.
I know so much of history about that time. I love.
But how do we pick a president?
Mhm.
And we try to model the British, and then we go to war with them shortly after.
Can I tell you why?
Why?
So this had nothing to do with politics in my brain. Based on what I know about history during that time, it had so much more to do with money, right? So
Yeah.
the English monarchy or whatever was ruling at the time was telling the states what to do. The U.S. for the most part was chilling. Like they're like, all right, whatever. What they didn't like was that they were all the rich people in the United States, all the people that were like raking in the money. Those are the people who actually had authority and power. And they were like, nah, why are you taking our money? If you want to take my money, I want a voice in Parliament.
He said no.
And Parliament's like, no. You guys stay there and we'll just keep taxing.
That's not how
you.
they sound. Do it again.
No.
What happened to you?
All right, you're right. They're like, I was about to do a French accent.
Do it.
Oh, no.
Yes, you were right. It was about commerce and land.
Yeah.
So what I learned was they actually wanted Northern Territory of America towards Canada, and that's where the war happened. The British they said Canada borderlines. That's where the Great War of 1812.
It's always Canada.
That's always Canada.
Always Canada.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I love, for all our Canadian fans.
Okay, so fast forward, we go fight with Britain, right? Now the Federalists, it's like no one's gonna support Federalists. Why would you support someone that we just got into war with?
Yeah.
So then, out of the Democrat Republicans, came out just the Democrats. They're like, nah, we don't like this hyphen stuff. It's too long. So the Democrats, the two parties, were the Democrats led by Andrew Jackson. $20 bill.
Yes.
And versus the Whig Party in America.
That's so cool. I just imagine the judges, like the powdered white wigs.
Yeah.
Like
that's where it comes from.
I'm on that team.
So the Whig Party, really?
I'm wearing the wig.
The Whig Party, even though we went to war with Britain, still like British Parliament and that government system.
Big fan.
Or actually, no, I take that back. Sorry, I got my information wrong. The Democrats like central government.
Okay.
The Whig Party chose to call themselves the Whig Party to make fun of the Democrats because it comes from British. You're like, oh, you guys want to be fancy and
hoity-toity.
Hoity-toity. We're going to call ourselves the Whig Party, which I found out more. You know what the Whig Party derives from the word?
What do you mean?
The word Whig, W-H-I-G, derives from the word Whigamore. What do you think that means?
It's a tree. You've ever heard of the Whigamore tree?
That makes sense. Apparently in Scottish, there was this group of people who revolted against someone who would ascend a religious seat, powerful seat.
Okay.
And they were called Whigamores. And so that's why they're called Whigs. I don't know.
American history just got so worse. So much worse.
Yeah. So then that happens, right? Then a little bit later, the Whigs kind of just die off. And the rise of the Republicans come. Which, interesting enough, here's where I thought I was like, I can't believe I didn't really know this. Slavery's really huge. And
crazy.
The Democrats, remember this.
Yeah.
The Democratic Party were for slaves. They wanted to push expansion of slavery.
Hold your political beliefs in, George. Hold your political beliefs in.
They wanted to expand, and the Republicans were formed by who? Do you know who led? You know who was the first Republican president ever?
John Hancock.
Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Because
you think now, right, that Democrats are like the more
hold your political beliefs in, George.
Oh, did it?
This podcast is recorded for many people to see.
I just thought that was mind blowing because I don't know, I just assumed that he was a Democrat. But the Republicans were basically formed by him, or he led them. He was the first Republican president, and he abolished slavery. Where the Democrats were like, no, we like this. Keep it more traditional.
So you're saying most of the Confederacy was Democrats?
Yeah.
Interesting. Keep going.
Yeah, that's a great point. I just thought that was ironic and good to know. If you represent a party, maybe do a bit of history dive if you're willing to die for that party, or
we're gonna get so many comments on this section of the podcast.
Yeah,
and I'm excited for it because I'll go ahead and post, and I will reply to every single one of you. I have links. Keep going.
Yeah, so that's kind of just the history, and then those were the last two. We just stayed from then, like the 1850s or 1870s, Democrat versus Republican all the way through. But they've just changed their views many times throughout history. So now, which also, fun fact about Republican.
Which is not fun.
Oh, I bet you it is.
Okay.
You know what the GOP stands for?
Grand Old Party.
You're so... I don't know if you pulled that out of your ass. No, John, did you give him the answer?
No. Am I right?
Yeah, dude.
Actually?
Yes, the Grand Old Party. Wait, no, I'm serious.
Dude, put me on a game show.
You pulled it out of your... John gave you the answer,
no.
dude.
I swear to you, he didn't.
Okay, well, I found it interesting that they're the newest party out of all the parties made, and they're referenced as the grand old party.
Because I'm a party guy.
So, anyways, here's my last segment, Felix, to you. I was wondering, because we're coming up into the presidential election, that we could go over topics, and I'm just gonna label what do you believe, what do you agree on, or what do you think is more important, and then I'm gonna tell you which is the Republican side and which is the Democrat side.
I feel like I should ask you the questions because I'm gonna play Switzerland on every single one of these topics.
No, you're not.
I'm not gonna give my political
No,
opinion.
You honestly, if you hear it and if you don't want to answer it, it's fine. Right. I'll just bleep it out or I just won't put it in. Okay. So, human and social values. Okay. What do you find more important? Emphasis on individual freedom or emphasis on a community-based freedom?
In what regard? Are we talking about on a federal level or on a state level?
I can't tell you. Just what in a general concept, what is more important? If you had to pick one.
I promise you, I'm not trying to play Switzerland here.
Oh my gosh. Be interesting.
They're both incredibly important.
Interesting.
The individual forms a society and society forms the individual.
Pick one.
Individual.
Okay, individual. That makes sense. Republican. Okay.
Why do I play this game?
Here, taxes. Now, when you think about taxes, think when I ask you this, what do you think would stabilize the economy? Okay. Lower taxes for everyone at all levels. Less taxes, you will stabilize the economy. Or tax the rich or the people who have a lot of money.
Oh, I wonder how this one's framed.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Let me ask you this.
But in the words of how I never thought of taxes to stabilize the economy.
So that's what I was going to ask you. Is this what I believe works or what I believe would stabilize the economy?
Second one. Wait, are those both the same?
No, because I think that a higher tax of the wealthy doesn't stabilize the economy as much, but I think serves a greater good, and I would prefer a government that helps its citizens.
Okay, so what stabilizes the economy?
I think having more money in circulation, which would mean less taxes.
Okay, you try to place it. You try to place Switzerland, but you're Republican. Lower taxes for everyone. Got it.
No.
Okay, what?
Hold on.
What's happening?
You asked a very specific question, which was what stabilizes the economy.
Yeah, dude.
And I think functionally, you cannot argue.
Okay. Military. High funds or low funds?
I just looked up recently how much we spend on the military, and it's crazy.
High funds or low funds? If you had to choose military funding. Because take consideration what would happen with low funds to the military also.
I say high funds, but not as high as what we have them right now. I can tell you how much money we spend on the military, by the way.
Go ahead.
$280 billion. You know who's next? Russia, $80 billion.
Also, I got to apologize to you. You know what? I should be answering these two. I shouldn't just be putting you on the spot.
Okay, yes, I agree.
Okay, so let me roll it back. Okay, I emphasize community-based freedom more than individual freedom.
Shocking.
Military, no, hold on. Taxes, I would rather tax the rich. I don't think lowering taxes for everyone
That's not the question.
will stabilize the economy.
Interesting. Okay.
Military, I'm actually, if I had to choose really low funds or really high funds, I think I would go high funds. I think I would.
I think you should. I mean...
See, you felt so strongly about that one.
I mean...
It's leaking out, bro. Okay, we got to move on to St. George's. Okay, healthcare. Do you like private healthcare or do you like equal access to healthcare?
This is one of the things where I will shock you and I will say equal access to healthcare.
Oh, yeah, that is a big shock.
Yeah.
I have to agree with you. Equal access. Immigration. Strong. What did you make that face?
I'm going to pass this one. No matter what, I have to pass this one.
Okay. Stronger or more lenient border control? I'm torn. I think I probably lean towards lenient.
Lenient border control?
Yeah. Especially for younger.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Religion. Here's how I read a whole paragraph and I had to put it into 2 sentences. So would you rather display anything related to religion publicly Or would you rather have a separation of church and state?
Who's displaying?
A civilian.
Civilian?
No matter where you are, what you're doing in school, doesn't matter where you are publicly.
Then you're encroaching on government territory when you
church and state.
No, I think that you should be able to practice your religious beliefs no matter where you're at.
Okay, but even so, you are against church and separating church and state.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's Republican. Climate change. Wait, climate change.
This is set up.
I'm just like, dude, I couldn't wait. Climate change. Real or not real?
Real.
But come
What's causing climate change? We could talk about that. By climate change?
Yeah.
Real.
Okay.
What's causing it?
Huh? The government.
Huh?
All right, wait. Gun laws. Oh, I think it's real also. Less control, stricter control.
That's a tough one for me. I don't know.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Switzerland on that one? I'm stricter control. Much stricter. Way stricter.
Can I make a point?
Sure.
When the founding fathers created the whole like right to bear arms type thing, the idea was back then was to have a civilization that could protect itself from the government if the government ever became like tyrannical. Which, by the way, my vocabulary today is on point.
I'd agree. You're getting better.
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
But right now, the way the military is set up, right? Name me any human being or any or anybody within the community that can withstand military might. It's like, unless individual people have access to drones and Patriot missile systems, I'm like, we can't defend ourselves here. Like, this is...
Got it. So you lean one way.
I don't know.
Okay, cool.
I'm like...
You kind of just answered.
I'm like, all or nothing. Either give us the Patriot system or you don't. One or the other.
That is a good point. I just think with stricter gun controls, you can still protect yourself. You have to go through the right steps.
I mean, UK has strict gun control laws, and they have like weird stabby criminal sprees. Like people are just like...
That is true.
So...
And you really hate the British.
I just know things.
You are anti-federalist. You are the Whig Party.
I'm a Wickamore tree.
Okay. This one you probably won't touch, which is fine. Abortion. They said pro-choice, pro-life.
Oh, I'm neither.
Neither?
I got my own stance.
If I take a chance, it's pro-choice.
Can I make a comment real quick?
Sure.
First of all, none of these topics are this or that. There's
it's a lot more complex.
There's nuance to every single one of these topics, and
I agree.
Limits to one way that you're like how far you're willing to go in one direction and how far you're willing to go in another direction.
I agree.
So it's not just like cut and dry for me. There's nuance I would like to explain.
Yeah, I'd like if people are listening to this last segment that obviously not cut and dry. Okay, minimum wage, lower or raise?
Higher.
Higher to what?
Whatever can sustain the economy, but also can give people a living wage. I don't know what the math comes out to on that.
I'm with you. I'm higher, as high as you can, but then it just means more taxes.
Right.
Yeah. But okay. Education, right to choose based off your income, or your like private schools, or just increased funding for public schools.
I don't care.
You don't care?
Someone just fund a freaking education system because Americans are some of the most intelligent people in the world.
Intelligent. Okay, and then last one. You want to talk about word of the days? I'm going to have trouble saying these. The topic is international affairs.
Okay.
Would you rather have a country be multilateralism multilateralism or unilateralism?
I'm guessing unilateralism means that you're only worried about the United States.
You are so much smarter than me.
I
want to let you know.
I'm an expert.
Yeah. I'm going to be the idiot today.
Oh my God. Different.
Yeah. What would you rather country to be? Working with a lot of countries or prioritizing my independent?
There's a balance.
Switzerland again.
No, I'll say this, focus on solving issues domestically before trying to solve issues abroad.
That's deep. That's deep to you.
There's still a balance. You have to do both.
If you had to choose, what's more important? If you had to choose one,
you find like what's more like.
Okay, here I'll show you how to do it. I would like to do multilateralism. I think working with countries.
You like funding other people's wars? Got it. All right, Republican. Go ahead. Now I know how you.
I'm with Abraham Lincoln. I abolished slavery. I like that. I'm actually with Abraham Lincoln.
I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
But yeah, those are a couple of topics of if you want to figure out if you're Democratic or Republican. And yeah, I was just interested in seeing how we became a bipartisan country. And I feel like when it gets closer to our American election, I'm definitely going to be doing more research because I'm going to vote, and I hope everyone out there votes too. But I'm probably going to do another segment on policies and try to dumb it down for myself and share it when it gets closer.
The issue that I have with that, and I wish you the best, and I hope that we can have a meaningful conversation about policy, because God knows it's not happening in this country.
Yeah, actually, I agree with you.
Everyone's just like, you're a bad guy. No, you're a bad guy. Your hands are small. You're going to ruin. I mean,
why does everyone sound like someone of lighter skin in country?
Well, I'm trying to figure out how to not be offensive too.
Got it. You're trying to be vague.
Trying to be vague.
Switzerland again. Okay. Well, yeah, that's a topic. You want to close it out?
Yeah. This was one hell of a podcast. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode because we hope you learn a little bit about your health. Hope you learn a little bit about your politics. Please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you want to support the channel. If you don't, that's okay too. We appreciate you watching.
Okay. Wait, hold up.
It's okay.
That's not okay.
I hope you learned something.
Yeah, smile. That's a support.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to like it. But we'd appreciate it if you did.
Okay.
We hope you learned something today. If not, we hope you laughed, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah.
Peace.